Bomba-dee-da, 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 bomba-dee-da,
until
bomba-dee-da,
we meet
bomba-dee-da,
again.
bomba-dee-da,
Happy trails to
bomba-dee-da, bomba-dee-da,
keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather.
Happy trails to till we meet again.
Hello and welcome to the Nonsense Chronicles. This is Doug Sashery, and I am joined by
Rob Mendiola.
Greetings, Rob.
I sound a little better today.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It'll get out of here. We'll buy one more show tomorrow, and then you'll be done with it.
No more fog machines for me.
No more fog machines. Yeah, you can't.
It's brutal. Yeah.
But today we have. I want to say David. No, it's Ronnie Leatherman.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now, Ronnie, tell everybody what you do first.
Where are you at?
Right now, so I'm a retired Tulsa police officer, and
Okay.
but right now I'm working as an investigator for the Federal Public Defender's Office for the Eastern District of Oklahoma. So
Wow.
I've switched sides, so to speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I was telling Rob that you had switched to the dark side.
Yeah.
Indeed, man.
That's what the money is, right?
Yeah, that is where the money is. But
Yeah.
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 I do tell people that I was not looking for a change in jobs because I'd retired from the police department and was doing some other stuff, and then they actually reached out to me, and it was too good an officer to pass down. So
Yep.
here I am.
That's good, man.
That's usually the story I think I hear.
That's good. Do you, as an investigator on that side, do you do any? Are you more mobile than you were as a homicide detective?
No, not really. Basically, there's 8 of us that work in what I do, and when a new case comes in, our supervisor assigns it to somebody just really based on caseload and what other people have going on, and then we get with the defense attorneys and review the reports, and then if they need somebody found or want somebody interviewed, then we research them and find people and talk to them and pass that on to the defense attorneys, and then it goes from there. They do what they want to do with it, but I would say it's similar to a police investigation. It's just I don't have the same resources I had when I was a cop, and I guess you could kind of say it's reviewing the police work to make sure everything was done on the up and up, and that stuff isn't missing and stuff like that.
So yeah, you're definitely a good asset. I would assume.
Yeah.
Knowing you both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's the strength. I was watching one of the shows. It was on YouTube, and there was it was a guy. He was accused of some murder. I think it was probably his spouse, and his parent. I think it was either Oregon or California, and his in-laws, the whole family believed him, and he actually lived with him for about 3 years till they eventually. It was about 3 years that the cops went back. Well, the new DA came in and they brought it to grand jury, and they indicted the guy, and they ended up finding him not guilty. And but I remember when he first said, was it him or another case? They had 2 first-time guys would be in their first time in murder case. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, that's not the situation I would want. Yeah, don't make me be your test example. I kind of always wonder about that, man. But no, today we had Ronnie on because We're going to talk about a little bit of something I got into earlier this year was hiking. And look, for me, I'm 59 and
A little late.
yeah, well, but it's okay. I'll give you this, and I'm sure it's no different from Ronnie or you or anybody growing up, unless you grew up in a city. And I did not. I mean, well, it was a town of 20,000. I lived outside of that town, and we played in the swamps. And and this is not, I'm talking about you put a boot in and it sinks down the mud, and you're trekking all through the woods, miles. We would come out of there in the state police headquarters, which was in Opelousas at the time. It was called Troop K. And we would go there, and every Sunday we'd come out of the swamps, and that thing was like at the front where there was nothing else behind it but woods and swamps. And they would know every damn Sunday we'd come there, and he goes, okay, come on in, because we had to call our parents and say, or a friend and say, hey, we're stuck, come pull us out the mud.
Yeah.
And they were just used to it. We'd come and take our shoes off so we wouldn't track up the thing. So, we've all hiked and had experience in it, but now it's become sport. I mean, for me, it's less wear and tear on my knees. I'm 6'3", and I just dropped 79 pounds. I remember when I was running, and before I had, I went to see an ortho just to check out some things. He said, running because especially I was, what I was weighing before. He goes, Jesus Christ. He goes, don't ever run again.
Yeah.
But it's good because it would get my heart rate up, and then I'd bring it back down and walk, and then bring it up, But
now you switch to low impact.
Well, yeah, it is. But you're on a steady grind, and especially if you can get elevation, and that's the big deal to me. And Ronnie,
which is a challenge here.
It's a challenge here, man. Where we live,
South Texas.
Yeah, it's very flat.
Swamp.
So, in fact, in my neighborhood, there's one stretch on a back street that goes down, and it is a little hilly as we're getting towards hill country, and we're not in hill country. And I can get I think it's about 36 to 40 feet a gain. So
sounds about right.
I'll triple that one, and get 120 on my 4 mile stretch, as I'm getting out there. But it's just you burn as many calories hiking. It's great, and but I switched earlier this year. I went out to when I went to the West Coast, and man, I just fell in love with hiking. And go to falls, and you go 1,600 feet down, and then there's a switch back to come back up. I'm man, I love this. So, Ronnie, how long have you been doing the hiking thing?
I'm gonna say probably 15 years or so. I guess. I grew up in a little town in northeast Oklahoma, and it was flat up there. I mean, there was chat piles from old mining stuff that we would go climb and stuff at times, but I mean, they were little bitty.
And
Ryan, really it was.
They close. You're not supposed to go through Pitcher or whatever that town is. You're not supposed to play on that pile, man.
Yeah, no, but back in the 80s, nobody told us that. So we were just doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah, I'll have to tell Rob what that town is now. It's a ghost town now. But
yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
But so it was the chat piles. It's a super fun site now that you're supposed to avoid, but whatever.
Oh man.
But it was, like I said, I don't know, 15 or so years ago, my wife and I went out to Denver, and I'd never been out to the mountains, and I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. I loved it. And so it's kind of went from there, and I've went all over the Western U.S. hiking since then.
Boy, it has I know there's some places in the East, and I know especially, I looked at some places in East Tennessee, because I have friends out there, and there's some good places there. But yeah, man, I had just gone to Vegas maybe 3 or 4 times. In L.A., I went on the west side, on the east side, once, and then this year I've already been twice. I've been through Oregon and Washington, and man, it is so beautiful. And as a kid, I went to Colorado, but I spent 2 weeks in a damn hospital with pneumonia. My lungs I just couldn't breathe. But a year ago, I had that rhino job done where I had blockage my whole life on my nose. And I really didn't know it. And it's like night and day, and it didn't affect me. And look, I didn't do too much walking around to where it was going to win me, and I had tried it like 11 and 12 years ago. I went up to Denver and stuff, and it didn't really it did phase me at the end of that trip. And then I was like, oh God, here we go again. But since I had the nose job done and I can breathe through both nostrils, yeah, I don't know, maybe if that's it, but I'm definitely going to push more and more as I go. It's the hiking, like I said, that doesn't phase me. It's just when I get up in the altitude, and look, I've been pushing. I went to Mount St. Helens, but the highest I think I've got on these trips was just traveling through was it's around 7,500 in northern New Mexico at the Great Divide. I think that's about where it's at, and yeah, that's It didn't affect me this time, but you're right, man. I'm going to keep pushing it and see how far I can go because, the Rockies are beautiful, man. I've always loved the view, but I just, it's
that's a travel.
Yeah, well, I don't mind that, me, but I just, I just have to be able to take the altitude. And a lot of times, Ronnie, I'm doing these by myself until my wife does come with me sometimes, and she'll fly in. She won't do the whole drive thing like I love doing, but I love drive. Do you drive or you fly a lot?
I fly a lot. It's funny you say that you do it by yourself. There was a couple weeks ago at this point, maybe 3 weeks ago, I needed a break. So I flew out to Western Colorado by myself and did some hiking out near Grand Junction. And then I drove into Eastern Utah and did some hiking there by myself and actually camped in the car one night. And
look at you. Go ahead, man.
Had a good time doing that. Yeah. And my wife enjoys doing it too with me. And I mean, to her credit, she gives it the college try. There's times she doesn't hide the fact that, hey, I think I'm slowing you down, but I'm not out there, trying to win a contest or anything. Yeah. So we're just, I try to have a good time with it. And
that's cool.
Yeah. She comes with me a lot, but I'd say the vast majority of the stuff I've done has been in Colorado, either the Rockies or like the Sangre de Cristos down into New Mexico. Mm. But like I said, I've been up to Oregon and into California. I think Yosemite's probably my favorite place.
Boy, I bet
it's amazing.
Yeah, that does look really good. I right now I'm doing on those just so I can trust myself, and I'm doing about the 3.1 mile, just I know I can do that easily, and the altitude. I'm just I'm gauging those, and I'll hit a short one now and then, and but if you ever do Silver Falls State Park in Oregon, it is beautiful. It's right off of 5, and it's nice, man. And but there was a ton of others. I mean, I went to Moab, and I really didn't get to hike as much, but I was right there. Yeah, like you said, when you came over, did you go there when you hiked in Utah?
Yeah, that was the area I went here a couple weeks ago.
I figured.
My wife and I had been out there a couple years ago and messed around in like arches and canyon lands, but I did a few more strenuous things here, like I said, a couple weeks ago when I was out there in that Moab area. But yeah, it's a beautiful place for sure.
God, it is. And when you said you went to Grand Junction, one of the times when I was in the hospital, I with my lungs in Colorado, my family, I was a kid, I was 11, and we were up in Creed, which is not too far from Grand Junction, and there's to get to the nearest doctor was like an hour. Then I think Alamosa was like 2 hours away to the hospital where I had to go. So yeah, I know that area well. That's where the Rio Grande starts, So it's I know that area. Yeah, in fact, when I come back through Oregon, I go through. Around Bend, there's a like where the last Blockbuster is. There's great. It is that's actually where the last Blockbuster is. But there's in that town, there's some in that area. There's some great mountains to hike, and then it gets really flat until you get to you go into Idaho, and Shoshone Falls is nice, and
Yeah.
but they when I go down into Utah, yeah, I eventually cut south and I go through Moab, and then it cuts me through southwestern Colorado, and then I go into New Mexico. Usually when I go back, that's usually the drive I take. And but yeah, man, there's just so much beauty to see out there. And I'm trying to the things I'm trying to learn right now on these different areas is wildlife, because now this is what I'm carrying so far. I've got the bear spray, and somebody said, well, is that gonna? I said, dude, this is like it's a can that basically has like a fire extinguisher nozzle. It's huge, So,
yeah.
And do you carry that usually?
I do not. People have asked me, usually people that I've worked with when I've come back from these trips, is like, hey, did you take your gun with you? Hey, did you have a knife? Did you have bear spray? And maybe I'm just crazy, but no, I just roll with it and go out there and have a good time. My wife and I were actually out in Yosemite. I don't know, it's probably been 2 months ago now, and it was the first time in these 15 years that I've been out doing this stuff that I actually saw a bear. Finally, we saw 2 different bear out there, and they were walking down the trails, and they didn't come at us or anything, but I don't.
How far?
He just tells them freeze.
The first one was probably, I don't know, we were probably 30 yards from it.
Okay.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
It was dusk, and we had just got there, and we planned on doing a bunch the next day. So we just got in the park and kind of drove around and did a short little, more of a nature walk than a hike that first time we were there. And I glanced over and I saw it, and then there was a couple in front of us, and they noticed it, and we both were like, oh, there's a bear, and so we watched it for a bit. And then the disappointing part was there was a group coming the opposite way we were, and these 2 guys, I don't know if they're just crazy or drunk or high or whatever, but they just took off chasing the bear.
Oh, you idiot,
scared
man.
the bear, and it took off running. So that was that night. And then the next day we did one of my favorite hikes, and when we were coming down this one area, there was these people backing up. I'm like, oh, there must be something on the thing there. And I was like, what's up? And this one, he was actually a kid. He was like, there's a bear up there. So we watched, and that one was probably 50, 60 yards from it. And you were able to just slowly walk. I mean, that group, there was probably 10 or 12 of us at that point, and everyone was being cool that day and just kind of watching it. And this bear just walked down the path for a while. And then he got off of it and got into some dirt and started digging for, I don't know what, I assume something to eat or whatever. And he rolled around for a bit and then took off. But yeah, that's the only time I've seen a bear in 15 or so years. So it was a cool deal. I've seen moose and obviously elk and deer and the little chipmunks and the smaller animals. But that was a cool deal seeing the bears.
Yeah, that's.
But to answer your question, I think I did. I don't take anything really with me. I just if I see something, I like to think I'm a little adventurous, but I'm not going to, challenge a moose or a bear because I don't think I can win that fight.
Yeah,
so
you're not gonna pet the cubs or anything like that, huh?
No.
Okay.
But that's key is respecting the wildlife that's there already.
Yeah, I mean, and I grew up doing it. I know the rules of what you do and you do not do. The act big if you have to, but don't. I mean, it's
right.
Let it go and let it do its thing, and just keep a. I have the little horn, the little whistle thing, bear alarm or whatever. I had that too, just in case, and I always carry a knife. I think of what's the movie with Alec Baldwin and Anthony Hopkins when they go out and I'm sure you've seen that before when they get stranded in the Alaskan wilderness. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I don't. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I don't want to have to be. I'm going to kill the goddamn bear. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to get in that scenario. Yeah, but No, but it's
And you saying that reminds me, I think one of the reasons I do, when you said you had that horn or whistle thing, I do have just like a referee's type whistle on my backpack. So I guess if I would start blowing on that if it was just nothing else I could do. And I think probably another reason I don't really take stuff is 95% of the time I do one of these things, I've flown. So I don't check my bags ever. I just take what I need. So I don't want to have to mess with gun or a knife getting it through the airport and all that. So
that's true.
Yeah, and
that probably comes as a factor as well.
Yeah, I had asked Jason about that earlier because my dad always asks because I travel and he says I should carry, and I have never carried, but I'd like to have it. And I have plenty of them at my house, but I'd like to. I'd like to have a box in my truck, and I probably will eventually. But yeah, I do carry. On the trail. Me and Rob have talked about this before. The bear spray. Like people have told me, it's good for all wild animals and also the most dangerous animal, which is the human being. And
there you go.
Yeah, it's because look, they had that incident in Devil's Den, which is not too far away from where you're at. And
right, yeah.
Yeah, mom and dad with kids.
I think it was 2 people got killed.
Yeah,
wow.
the dad got attacked, and the mom ran the kids up the trail to get them away and safe. Then she went back to save her husband and to at least help her husband. And no, she ended up getting killed too.
Damn.
Yeah. So I mean, and I think the guy was from Oklahoma. So to see that says a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he'd been a teacher actually here in the Tulsa area. I'm pretty sure.
Right. That was it. Yeah, and they had he had tried like the Dallas area to TDA. It was something weird. In fact, he had a job he was going to start in Arkansas. And I'm like, God. Yeah, because just you know how it is with people today, man. They just snap, and I can't explain it one way or the other, but yeah, it's just kind of good to have a little, and Rob and I have talked too. I used to always have, I've never liked any earbuds, but I've always been a guy that wears the wraparound that go right over my ears. But now I switched to, I tried a few different brands, a cheaper, a middle, and then the higher end, the shocks. I went to the bone conductivity. Is that right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Have you wear headphones when you hike or no?
I don't. No, I usually am just listening to nature. And,
I knew he was going to I knew he was going to belittle me and say, "No, I'm enjoying nature, Doug."
I agree. I don't think I would wear. I don't think I'd be listening to music if I was in the woods.
It just keeps me going. But when you have with the good thing with the bone conductivity ones, they don't go over your ear. They don't go in your ear.
So you still hear outside.
Yeah, you hear outside too. Yeah. So it's good. And
but you can still listen to your Simpson episodes.
I'm music because music just drives me, man. And
especially because you're by yourself a lot. So
and
I kind of dig that. Yeah,
I like it like that. And you talk about by yourself. I found out too that I prefer. I do prefer people on the trail. Do you, Ronnie, prefer people on the trail instead of just being the only one there?
Yeah, I would say people I know that I'm with. I prefer like seclusion and just a handful of people on the trail themselves, that people I don't know, because I don't want to hear a bunch of screaming and yelling, and especially if someone's drunk or high and acting stupid out there. I'm out there to decompress and unplug and all that stuff. So a lot of times, like I said, my wife will go and we'll do some stuff, and then I have a buddy who lives up in the Portland area, and we try once a year to get together and do something more strenuous than what my wife would be willing to do with me. So I enjoy those type of things. In fact, me and that guy were out in Colorado back in April or May, I think it was, and we were trying to get to the top of a 14er and on Quandary Peak, I think is what it was, and I think we got to, I can't remember now if it's like 13.4 or 13.7, and the elevation was getting us, and we were sinking in some snow, and so to his credit, he was like, "Hey, let's turn around," and I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. That's the smart thing." So, that was a cool deal. That was probably the highest I've hiked, I'm pretty sure. And me and that guy also a few years ago were out in Death Valley and camped out there. And that was a cool hike. That the crazy thing on that one was I think it was a 20 to 25 mile loop we did over a couple days. And we flew into Vegas, rented a Jeep, and drove over to Death Valley and camped out that first night. And every time I've camped out, I have a hammock. I have a tent now, but I haven't even used it yet. I usually would set up a hammock
off the ground.
And so, yeah, and I'm sleeping and something's hitting my hammock and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And so I'm just ignoring it. And finally I wake up in the morning and get out from it. And because you put a tarp over it too. And it's kind of like a tent in the air basically. And you can put some type of quilt underneath it and sleeping bags so you can stay warm and all that. You're just off the ground. Well, when I get all that stuff off of me, it had snowed overnight, and the stuff that the amount of snow that happened was pushing my tarp thing down on the actual hammock and hitting my face. I'm like, what the heck? So I get up and walk around for a second, and then I get his attention because he had a tent, and I'm like, hey, do you know it snowed? And he was like, yeah, it woke me up last night. And so, but yeah, we were in the middle of Death Valley and got hit with a snowstorm overnight.
I didn't realize it even snowed there. So
I didn't either.
Yeah, that's news to me. Yeah. No, I hear,
but it was cool.
Yeah, that is, man, you do some,
some cool stuff.
You do some serious hikes, man. Yeah, that's like I said, I just got into it, man. And it's the safety and equipment. Now, there's one thing that I don't want to carry the big 2-shoulder pack. I want a one strap sling. I love it. In fact, the ones that I have that are 2,
really, I
try and modify. I like the one that I can just put on and then get it the heck off when I want it off of me. And but you sound like no, you're definitely the 2-strap guy.
I am, but I've never tried a 1-strap one. I would say if I'm going to be camping out overnight, then I take a bigger backpack that I have that I can put like all the stuff I need for the hammock or what I'm going to do next time when is a tent and then obviously some food and a couple layers of clothing and stuff. But if it is just something where even a 10, 12 mile hike that I may do one day, just out and back or a loop, I have a much smaller day backpack or day pack, whatever you would call it. I can't think of the word.
But with the 2 straps, it balances you more, right?
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know. I've never used the one. I would think it would, but I just put obviously some water and a few snacks, and then I always take a raincoat and then sometimes supplies, depending on what else I'm gonna. Yeah, and I try not to take too much, but
water is important, man.
I've never tried the 1-strap. That makes me want. Yeah, water is.
Now look, a lot of times, a lot of smaller, the 1-straps are smaller, but I don't mean they're like fanny pack small. You can get some. Yeah, I have some decents like that one. I usually carry the green one. It's always on me. It's nice. I could fit a iPad or a laptop in that thing if I wanted. But, but yeah, I prefer the one, man, and it's very comfortable too. So, but
I'll have to check into that.
Yeah, and I think I got some, but I love to go and be able to see them in person instead of just buying online. I like to be able to see exactly what I'm getting pockets wise. And I bet I have, and I have plenty of 2-strap bags too, but I bet I have probably 5 bags now at least, and
really,
I've also got, and I didn't take it on the last one. I got 2 poles. I got one pole that's kind of wooden and it's a heavy. Mm-hmm. I don't want the ones that look like they're skier poles. I wanted one that had a little weight to it, just in case I had to use that too. That was a thought. But I wanted a metal one, and I finally did find one that it's segmented. In fact, I need to cut it down some because it is really tall, and even for me, and it's heavy. But when I was climbing in Northern California, I was around Chico, and I went to I think I was in Chico, and I went to a place by myself, and this is the first time I actually had to. There were two. I was like, "Where'd the trail go?" Because I download the trail before I get in there, and I'm like, I guess I got to climb these two rocks. So I basically fulcrumed my legs on both sides, and here's Doug carrying his water bottle, not putting it in his bag, and I'm like, man, and
looking like a tourist.
Yeah, that's exactly looking like very much like the noob. And I said, boy, I thought about it after. I said, if I would have brought the stick with me, it would have been probably a smart idea because I could have just pushed myself right up if I'd have done that. But yeah, I mean, it's learn as you go. I mean, I've also got which he's going over to decompress. If I tell him this, he's probably gonna not like this. But I mean, it could. In his old job, he definitely wouldn't have liked it. But this one, I noticed when you go out west, and especially Oregon, I don't know where their cell signal went. The most beautiful state maybe in the country, but their cell service is terrible. So I got the $50 a month Starlink thing, and basically the only time I use it is when I'm out west.
And have you liked it? I've looked into the Starlink stuff. My wife and I talked about it here.
It's good,
a couple
man.
months ago, and
it's good. It's good, and it's just a little flat little thing. I got a hard case for it, like I have for my drones or my camera. You can get those on Amazon, this. And
F9 just launched another series of satellites.
Yeah, they're putting out better.
Disperse.
But it is very good. And in fact, yesterday I got in a. I don't know if I had a car charger. I think I did, but I got another one, and I got a little stand that would be just basically as I guess as
you got the mini Starlink?
Yeah, I got the mini, and because I want
it's portable.
Yeah, because I mean, look, if something happens that I need it, this is perfect. I'm not going to, I'm not going out there to text and I'll take pictures and stuff, but I'm not on my phone. I am enjoying the wilderness, and plus you got to look where you're walking to, man.
So are the PLBs common still being used by anyone, or do you suggest those?
What's that?
The personal locator beacons.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Kind of like the if it's the thing I'm thinking of, I've seen little bitty things people put kind of on the shoulder strap of their backpack, but it's kind of like a satellite emergency thing that'll send. I can't remember some of the brands. I think Garmin had one.
Yeah, there's a few out there that make them. But
I've heard people using those, but
you don't see that common. I don't think.
How'd that work?
But they're out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did Julian Sands have one?
Oh, now you're. I think the new iPhones have,
Ronnie
have the
got
satellite.
that. Ronnie got that one. You didn't get that, did you?
I know you talk.
Okay, yeah. That was really sad.
The new iPhone, I think has satellite feature now.
Look at
those kind of emergencies.
If those cops can trace me to see what I did wrong, they can sure find me because I got my phone on me. But I got a Garmin watch and an Apple watch. I wear two watches, man, which is really, but they serve different purposes. And I'm a very statistician guy, man, on all this stuff.
And the whistle you have on your backpack, what is that for?
Me?
Yeah, you. Sorry.
Basically, I have it just to, if for whatever reason, if I wasn't paying attention and tripped and fell and tumbled down or broke my leg doing something else stupid, that I could maybe get some people's attention. Yeah. And then I don't know how effective it would be, but kind of like we were talking earlier, if there was an animal that was really coming at me and me trying to act loud and stuff and try to be big and wave my arms wasn't working, I would use it then. I've never had to use it, but mainly for rescue. If I was hurt or something is the main reason I put it on there.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it is a very smart move. I didn't even think about that myself. So
because it's going to be a lot louder than you can yell. Audibly yourself.
Yeah, especially if you're in pain. Yeah. So that's definitely
have to get you a good whistle, Doug.
Well, see, that's why we're doing this podcast today.
We're learning.
So those are the exact reasons why.
I thought that's what it was for, but you just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And who doesn't like a good whistle, right?
Yeah. Well, it's been a long time since I've had one, but yeah. They.
And you said you downloaded the trails. What app do you use?
I was using. Well, of course, at first I was using I used Strava because that was helping me, and I have I had that $50-something subscription, but I also my daughter-in-law, when I was in Oregon, they use all trails, and I got that. I'm like, yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, that's the one I use.
All
Yeah.
trails.
Yeah, in fact, I was gonna add you.
Yeah.
I was gonna add you on there. I was looking. I was like, let me see if I can find it. But yeah, I'm on all trails, and I
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
that just for all pedestrian trails, or what kind of trails? Like,
I think you can do. I think now it has some stuff for like biking and
Okay.
running and that stuff too. But
equestrian, maybe.
yeah, I do. Plus, like,
probably.
yeah, like, look, Rob, I can open this up.
Don't do that. You're gonna hang up on.
I'm not gonna hang up on it, but no, if I do this, I open this up. Look, it'll see those little dots that
Yeah.
tells you, like, it'll say like 2 dots. There's 2 parks there, and you can look at. So I love that. Yeah, because when I was in Chico last year, like I said, I wonder if I could go get a quick hike before I'd have to check out of this hotel. And yeah, I found one. And it's funny. Ronnie said that about going at dusk. That's the one thing I don't want to go. Even though I like doing stuff like that, and I walk at night in my neighborhood at 10, 11, hell, almost midnight at sometimes. But I will not go out in the woods at dark. No, I just won't do that, man. I mean, like I said, when I was a kid, yeah, no big deal. We'd but no, not now, and especially not in the areas I'm going. Now.
So, Ronnie, you always go west. Do you ever venture east into the Ozarks or down southeast to the Ouachita Mountains?
So short answer is we've been to Arkansas, and I have a handful of times, but haven't properly explored it like it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then the stuff in southeast Oklahoma down there, like Broken Bow and Idabel and stuff. I've driven through there, but I've never properly explored that, and that's something that I don't know why. And my wife makes fun of me at times. She's like, "Why don't we ever go to Broken Bow?"
Yeah. It's
but,
not that great of an elevation, but it's still,
No,
it looks like it's probably pretty
Yeah.
nice area down there.
Yeah, and another place I'm going to go when I'm driving up to Oklahoma, either that way or the other way, I'm going to go Turner Falls. They have a little elevation there, so
Yeah.
and
But there may be some nice trails, if not.
yeah, look at
as much elevation,
No, right, like where Mena is in Arkansas, then yeah, like you said on the Oklahoma side, there's that mountain too, and they do have. They have little dots all around those, and I check those trails. Like there's some of them, like you click on it's the Washita at like 67 miles. I'm like, well, I'm not going that full route. I'm going, I'm going enough to give me some good elevation. But man, it's funny when we went to Oregon. Yeah, my son was all 3 of my kids and my grandbaby were all with me on that one, and my son was the one that had to sit. I got to like the last couple switchbacks. I was jogging up them, man. I loved it, man. It was fun. But like I said, it sounds good now, but I haven't reached my my breathing limit. Like I said, it didn't even affect me, but I don't know if that's the surgery or not. We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep pushing it a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to go out. I am actually trying to go out west at least a couple times this year, but I'm gonna go to. It might be 3. I'm going to go to New Mexico. I'm probably going to go to Carlsbad for something next February, and I'm wondering if they have any hiking ability there, which I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that specific area, I'm not sure, but I would guess they do. But there was a group of us years ago when I was on the police department that went out to the Taos area. Is that this big ski place there in New Mexico?
Yep.
Yeah, and we did some overnight stuff out there, and it was cool. It was part of the Sangre de Cristo range, and there was, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 of us that went out there and spent, I can't even remember now, 2 or 3 days out there, and it's a cool area too.
And down at Carlsbad, you're going to be just kind of north of the Guadalupe Mountains.
Yeah.
Mountain range.
Yeah.
Texas's highest peak. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that we've got that.
Which all used to be underwater.
Well, see, that's what Rob knows because he does all that geology stuff at work. So he knows all this.
That's what the Guadalupe is. It's fossilized reefs.
I did not know that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about
I didn't either.
What about the Davis Mountains?
The Davis Mountains, pretty much all the same. Yeah, that's all part of the Permian Basin.
Big Bend and all that.
That's part of the Delaware Basin.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, like he knows all these nerdy facts, man. But he has these,
which is a depositional play that happened because the ocean went down, and then all that fauna all kind of deposited down into a basin.
Yeah.
So now that's all the oil
That
and
is
gas
cool.
we get from.
Yeah, see, he has all these facts that, like, you know, he was the perfect guy to do a podcast with, because he had all the technical skill, and then he could throw in these facts.
Well, that's
as
part of
well.
my work, so I have to know it.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, Guadalupe Mountains, that's very nice area to do stuff.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that, and they have
and Big Bend as well.
yeah, Big Ben is well, I haven't done that yet, and then out like I said, out east in the Appalachians, there's some places I want to go. Some places I have friends that are cops in Rogersville, which, Ryan, that's basically Mayberry. It's it's
Okay.
it's north of Knoxville, but not quite to I forgot the next town right before you get to Virginia. It's somewhere in the middle, and that's actually where Daniel Boone's grandparents lived. They got killed there by Indians.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Rob. But but that area has some good places. There's a good bunch of good places, but I haven't done any of that yet. But it's so fun at this age to go and explore. I just got the National Park Pass, and I just ordered the State Park Pass for Texas.
Get that with your senior citizen discount?
No, I can't get that yet, man. No, I'm not there yet, buddy.
Not there yet.
Yeah, I'm just 59.
You know, you talking about that National Park Pass, I have one of those too, and the national parks are amazing. The thing that I've discovered here in the past few years about that I've liked is obviously if you go to whatever, Rocky Mountain, Yosemite, Yellowstone, there's going to be the super popular stuff that everyone knows about,
Right.
and they are definitely worth doing. But if you just do a little bit of 10 minutes of research on All Trails or YouTube or anywhere, you can find hikes that are just as good or just a little, not quite as good throughout those parks where if you're wanting a little isolation, that you're not going to have the crowds that you have at, there's some great waterfall. And so you go look at it and there's 200 people there.
People waiting in
it's
line.
like, well, is this really, yeah. But if you follow one of these other trails, you can either see that from a different angle or find another waterfall that's you got it all to yourself, basically. So that's something I've been trying to do more lately is finding some of these not as popular trails just to avoid some of the crowds, and then even stuff that's near the national parks, but either just in a wilderness area or a state park or something. There's a lot less people in those, and I've just really started enjoying some of that, like I said, these last few years.
Now I know some places have areas that require a permit to do. Have you ever looked at any of those?
Yeah, so I've only done the permit thing once. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. My wife and I went out to Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park.
Okay.
It's out in western Colorado, down near Montrose, Telluride area.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not the Grand Canyon, but it's a cool canyon for sure. And there's this one hike that you can, I think it's a mile down and a mile up, and it is super steep, but it's in a wilderness part of it, and they only let 10 people a day go down it, and you can go down to the river. And so I'd done a little research when we were out there, and you go to the visitor center and goes, hey, you guys got any permits left? And the day we went, I think we saw 3 people.
Wow.
But that's the only time I've done that wilderness thing. It was a cool hike.
So it's worth the permit?
Yeah, and the permit was, I think it was free. I mean, I know some of them you have to pay. I think this one was you just had to sign up.
Yeah, they just were kind of just
because they only, like I said,
just limiting.
And that's what he was just talking about, doing the extra reading on the parks.
Yeah, so you'll find those things out.
Yeah, in fact, I did get that. I don't know if it's Rand McNally or I don't know who did. No, whoever did that. There's a national parks book too, and I've got it's a hardcover. I got that one for whenever I'm going to an area, so I can kind of look up. And yeah, it's between that and Google. But I mean, when I was talking earlier, I don't want 4,000 people, there. But if there's 8 people on the trail, that's great for me because I know there's.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't want to be like Ronnie and say, look, I don't want anybody else on this damn trail. No, but, yeah.
Leave me alone. This park's mine.
This is mine. Yeah, no, yeah, that's when you kind of like, oh God, no, but but yeah, that's good to know, man. Like I said, I didn't know if you had the hardcover book, but yeah, I know that I've been trying to find some little extras too. Is elevation a big thing with you when you're doing hiking?
I'm a competitive person, and I try to enjoy it, but I also like to compete against myself, I guess, at times. So yeah, I mean, if I see something that's pick a nice round number that looks cool, then yeah, I'm all about trying to get to the top of it. If I don't, I don't like lose my mind or anything.
No, it's just for me.
This whole experience sucked, but yeah, I want some elevation. I mean, I don't have it here in Tulsa. We have Turkey Mountain, as it's called, but it's like probably 100 feet elevation from the parking lot to the highest part of it, and it's 700 feet elevation.
Yeah.
So, I like the elevation, and anytime I've done something like Colorado or wherever where there is some elevation, when I first get going, obviously I'm like, okay, there's not as much oxygen here, but really, knock on wood, I've been lucky that fairly quickly, within an hour or so, I feel like I get like a second wind, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm fine. And it's, the rest of the day and the rest of the trip has gone well for me for the most part. So
that's cool.
Yeah. And I don't mean that you have to be like, I didn't mean that you had to climb Everest, but I like gain. It's gain. It's not just elevation where you look at it, it's gain,
Right.
And getting that gain is what, like I said, it's so hard to get here. There's a place in Texas called, Enchanted Rock, which Rob, you must know about, Mr.
I do. I've been wanting to go to there. So
yeah, and it's a nice gain. They have one that trail that goes around it, but I want the one that's straight up. In fact, it's a shorter route, but it's a better gain easily. And that's a.
I've been wondering if I can make it up to the top of that.
Well, we can go and do that easy. It's about 3.5 hours from here. Yeah. So,
but you might have to carry me down.
That's right. I'm gonna get a big backpack, and I've already thought about that. Yeah. We've talked about taking a trip out to Big Bend and stuff, and I was already thinking, this guy, Ronnie, Rob is on Rob had COVID during the Delta version, where he's one of two friends I had that he did the coma for 3 months, and then 3 more months in the hospital. After. Yeah,
and then 9 months in recovery, trying to learn how to walk again.
Yeah, he's got a little hose. Yeah, he's got white parts on the tops of his lungs now, and a little hose under his nose, and so that stuff.
So I'm on oxygen, pretty much.
Yeah, he's like an old person, but at 50. Yeah, no, 55 now.
I just turned 55. Yeah.
Yeah, but it never slows him down. He does everything he wants to do, but he's got to have that. He's connected to that damn hose for life. But we're lucky to have him. I mean, I had.
Like I'm lucky to be here. Yeah,
there's only 2 people I know that didn't come, but we did. We went. I took him. I had them fly into Gettysburg and meet me when I was out on a work trip, and we were going to a music festival, and I had him. So he took out and he walked around it. That wasn't the hard part for him. The hard part was the airport, which you'd expect, So
the heat.
Yeah,
I don't do well in heat.
Yeah, heat's not good for me.
Okay.
Which that's what's bad about Big Bend. Big Bend is real hot. It's Texas. So it's very, very hot.
But I was telling I think I told you this. I'll tell Ronnie. Yeah, my oldest went there and they hiked a couple of years ago, and but when they were leaving the park, they had a heavy snowfall, which is funny. It's on the Mexican Texas border.
Yeah,
it was so bad. Yeah, they had to plow the road, so they had to wait like 3 hours to get out of the park.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's insane, man. And I've looked at places like what's the pass where the people ate each other? Donner's Pass, yeah. And I've looked at that and like, boy, they do get some snow. There's some areas that are just, and I don't want to be driving on those roads to begin with, let alone hiking them. But it's
well, Doug, you're out east a lot, so you might have to hit the Appalachian Trail once.
But that trail goes all the way.
You can do it, man.
From northern Georgia up to
take your whistle and your bottle of water, and you're good.
Boy, you know how many. Now look, I bet of all the crime podcasts that I listen to, I bet that the trail stories. I bet I bet I've listened to 4 or 5 on trail stories about the Appalachian Trail because it's so long. Somebody had to get done. Yeah, sad but true.
You don't want to be the subject of one of those stories?
I don't want to be. I'm not looking to be Jason, wondering what's going on, questioning somebody. No, that's nah.
Yeah, there have been a lot of crime on trails. That is the thing. Is always be safe and aware of your surroundings, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's just go for everything,
but yeah, that's why I switched from.
That's why you have your new pole now that has all the ninja stuff.
Yeah, it
concealed inside of it.
It does, but I took a lot of that stuff out and put it in the bag. I just wanted a heavy pole.
Oh, good.
Because I can still use it as a kendo stick on you and go out.
That's where that thing has all kinds of knives and stuff.
Yeah, it does have. In fact, I was like, why the hell do they? Oh, I'm like, that's right, it's tactical. Yeah,
yeah, it's a tactical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody told me the other day. No, was it you that said that?
I tell you, it's illegal to have those in California.
He told me that. He told me bear spray was illegal in California. I was like, well, look,
certain
Really?
canisters, the bigger, larger.
Well, look,
ones
I'm just going to go to jail then because I mean. Come get me, Governor Newsom.
Are people actively, like the Rangers, actively looking for that or something? Or
I don't know if they are. I think if you get caught with it, it's probably an infraction. But
and look, I ask when you go into a park, it's good to ask. Hey, in fact, some places, almost none of the national parks, you can, in fact, probably none, you can fly drones in. I would love to, Ronnie, but as well as I do, with anything good, somebody's going to go too far and screw it up for everybody.
Well, even now they have the pepper ball guns, and those technically aren't firearms. So they're allowed in a lot of states, but there are the few states that are still saying you cannot have that. It's still an offense to have it.
Wow.
So.
Yeah,
and I think they're a great alternative because they're non-lethal.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer the non-lethal.
I prefer everyone to have a pepper ball gun instead of a regular firearm.
Shoot them.
That would make it a lot easier and equal, right?
God, well, Ronnie knows he's like I said. But hey, we heard it from a former policeman does not even carry a gun on the trail. So, yeah. I just think it's being safe is important and just knowing your surroundings, and that's why. Even though I like to listen to music, I go with that.
And respect the large animals and give them their space.
Yeah, give them
their space first.
Yeah, do not be that idiot chasing them. That's not a good idea.
You see the Yellowstone guys and trying to pet the bison and stuff.
God,
that was crazy.
That is insane, man. And if you're chasing an animal,
that must be a lack of oxygen or something up there that they're going through.
It's got to be, or too much peyote or whatever it's called. Yeah, something. Yeah. But that's why we wanted to have you.
Another thing I think is important is, like you also have to check your ego at times. Like when me and that buddy of mine were trying to get to the top of that 14,000, I was wanting to get to the top, and to his credit, like I said, he was like, "Hey, let's turn around," and it was definitely the smart thing to do. So
know your limits.
And there's been plenty other times. Yeah, I've been like, man, I want to go rock climb that part right there. And there's some stuff I've been like, okay, I can do this. And then other stuff I'm like, maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. But
is it worth it?
Go do something. Yeah, it's not worth it. So know your limits.
Know your limits. I think it's a big thing. Yeah.
And have a good time with it.
What about guides? Have you ever? Did we say this? Have you ever used a guide?
No, but I know they have them.
I haven't.
I haven't either. No.
I would imagine that's a pretty good business, right, for some people.
Yeah, I mean. Because it's fishing guides, I'm sure, and they are guides that go. But
it's got to be trail guides.
They are. They are trail guides. Okay. But I don't
know any, but I would imagine there's some that know all the places that you'd probably want to check out.
Yeah, I just like exploring. And that's kind of seeing all that stuff in a it's funny. I used to laugh at the word tree hugger, but now, I'm basically a tree hugger.
I was just outside taking pictures of my tree a while ago. Man.
Yeah,
I love the outdoors too, but and now I have limitations, so.
Yeah, you do.
You won't catch me in Colorado.
Well, that's it's
I'm going to hit the 100-foot mountain that Ronnie's talking about.
Yeah, look, man,
I'll be good with that.
But he's right about keeping hydrated is so damn important. But like there's parts where it hadn't happened to me on any of those trails, but other stuff when I've done hikes, I'm like, boy, like I want to add on stuff, and then I'm like, I could do it probably, but probably be a lot smarter not to do it. So, I've already gone past where I wanted to go. So, yeah.
It would take me forever because I'd have to stop every 5 seconds to take a photograph of something.
Yeah, all right.
I'm more the Ansel Adams kind of mode.
Little picture. Yeah. No, Yeah, the wife likes to go, like Ronnie said, but she says I take big, because my stride's big
Yeah.
longer. So yeah,
Yeah, but Laura has long ass legs too,
yeah,
man.
she does. But
she's tall.
But I'm like brisk. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's see what's next. And yeah, what I'll do is I usually let her come on segments. I'm like, hey, join me right here.
Yeah, that's
and then
smart.
you can catch me on this last segment or the first one. So
For the picnic.
yeah,
That's cool.
But that's why we wanted you on today, man. Like I said, I think you were even further knowledge than I thought you were on this, man. You are dedicated.
That's cool, man.
No, I really enjoy it, and like I said, I would not claim to be an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, yeah, you just got to know your limitations, go have fun with it, and
Wear the right
it is
shoes.
wear the shoes. If you're a city person and you can escape for a long weekend or even a day and get out, and I think you will notice a big drop in your
Do you wear regular
blood pressure and
socks
stress level and everything. I have some. I think I have a couple pair of quote unquote hiking socks that I got at some store out in Colorado, but most of the time I have some like
Compression.
wool type. Like some
compression.
wool type socks that I've gotten, and
something that wicks
I
away?
wear yeah, and then I wear. I know a lot of people like hiking boots. I do not like stuff on my ankles, so I have some Merrells they're hiking shoes, but they're kind of like tennis shoes for the most part.
You
And,
bought some, didn't you, Doug?
Yeah, it's funny about that is
But you bought the higher.
I was in fact, I'm a Hoka guy now on shoes, and I love Hoka.
Oh, yeah?
But the only exception is when they get to the hiking stuff. And look, I've never been a guy that liked playing sport. I never liked having ankle stuff over my ankle, but my kids suggested this because when you do get on those trails, there's some give back, like I was climbing that rock, and there's some rock back and forth. So you could, and that's the thing that could stick you out there too if you did it bad enough. But
a twisted ankle.
yeah,
Did you?
but I got a what did I get? What damn Keens? I got Keens with a Hoka did not have in wide, and I like a wide shoe, and I wear 11.5 Keens and Manny, and somebody said, "Oh yeah, that's one of the best." I'm like, "Well, they perfect for me." But yeah, I definitely do. And do you spray for ticks?
If I'm gonna do like something overnight, I will take stuff on most of the day hikes. Sometimes it kind of just depends on the area, and if I've noticed like some reviews people talked about, then again with flying, I don't take those things. But if I know I'm going to be in that type of area, I'll stop at a Walmart or Target or whatever and get some off, and I'll spray it on me. But it's kind of based on what research I've done when I'm going to one of those places.
Yeah, that's something I look at too. And then, I definitely the first last time I was out west was the first time I think I've ever sprayed for ticks, and I basically did, knee down, and then when I put those clothes away, I bagged them in a separate bag too, because I didn't want that touching anything else. But I don't want a damn tick.
Yeah, down here we just worry about those large ass mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Those things will carry you away.
They have mosquitoes there. I wish I would have never thought of, but they do. But it's nothing like
nothing like here. Yeah.
No. But that's our hiking conversation, man. Ronnie, I appreciate it so much. And
no, I'm glad to talk to you guys. This was a fun time.
Do you post anything on Instagram, like your photos or anything of your hikes?
No, I don't have any social media stuff.
Wow.
Just before I worked homicide, I worked undercover narcotics stuff, and I just tried to keep a low profile. And then once I started doing that, I was like, no, I don't have anything. So
I saw
the things that I have, like I said, with All Trails. Some of the times I'll put reviews on that.
Oh, that's cool.
Put the hikes that I've done on that, but
that's cool.
Yeah, any other type of stuff, I don't have any of that.
I remember hearing Jason said that you had left and gone for a hike or something, but then I thought I saw a picture, and then I said, "Oh, he does hike." But so that's why I got. Then I made him. I knew this was going to get him. I said, "Yeah, Jason told me you were the foremost hiking expert around." They go, "Wait a minute, what did Jason say?" Yeah, So yeah.
Just clock some miles though. On it.
Oh yeah,
Sounds
he's
like-
clocked some miles, dude, and he's making trips to areas that are, like, I knew exactly where he was probably going. Yeah, so that's fantastic, man. But yeah, we'll have to do this again, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, and
Thanks for joining us today.
yeah, we appreciate it greatly, man.
No, happy to.
All right,
Yeah.
Well, everybody out there on those trails, be safe, know your surroundings, hydrate, and
Get a whistle.
Get a whistle. Get a whistle. All right, this is the Nonsense Chronicles. Please subscribe, and we are out of here.
Later.